Says we have got to take a look at mental health in this country. He's Marine veteran and Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer. Dakota, it's great to see you again. It's been quite some time, but it's always good to talk with you, Dakota. And I know you've been very, very moved by this moment and had a lot to say. When you look at what happened in Minneapolis, both the cause and the response, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, first off, as a father myself, my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved in this terrible, terrible action that took place up in Minneapolis. And unfortunately, because of the failure of the leaders that we've trusted to lead and to make policies and to address these issues, once again, that's all we are left with because of the lack of action, as you've heard, the vice president talk about yesterday. I mean, this is nothing more than, a symptom of the bigger issue that we're seeing across our nation right now of a mental health crisis going across our country. And it's at the expense of, the same people that are relying on these leaders to do this. And, it's failed Democratic policies. And once you see this, hey, the thoughts and prayers and all this attacking that aspect of it because it's political posturing and getting ready for them to push their agenda over what people truly need them to do.
Right. The agenda clearly that they're trying to push is that of gun control. And we're going to set aside now for a moment the conversation over thoughts and prayers, because I do think it can be dismissed fairly easily. What was put out by Jen Psaki and the likes of Governor Gavin Newsom is simply vile. And I think on that we can agree, Dakota. But to the issue of mental health, there's a very important conversation that needs to be had that have been brought up, by example, by RFK Jr. about the effect of SSRIs. Much of our population, a high percentage of our population, is on SSRI medication. We should talk about hormone therapy, which this perpetrator was, transgender. And so, when people talk about mental health, we're going to have honest conversations and look into the things affecting mental health. That's a broad category, and we're going to address it, and we got to be honest about what is causing the mental health crises.
Yeah, I mean, but you see this all across right now, right? I mean, we don't want to blame what the real issue is. We want to be the victims of it. And until we start going back and seeing this as a mental health crisis, this trans issue, this pronoun issue as a mental illness, it's a missed opportunity when someone comes with this. It's an outcry. It's an outcry for help. And every time we affirm that and we try to play with it, we're doing nothing but failing the person that's asking us for help and that we owe to help. There's no compassion in entertaining this and affirming it. There's compassion in getting this person help in order to help them be better, right? I mean, the Democrats' policies on this transgender issue and trying to entertain all of this is absolutely absurd. And until we can identify the problem, we cannot come up with a real solution.
Well, and Dakota, I just think about the segment that I just did and laid out for the audience on the way that the phone is affecting us in our brains and how young people in particular are losing conscientiousness and rise in narcissism. And then you layer on top of that the solution seems to be medication or changing your gender in some cases. And now you've just got problem compounding upon problem. And we look up and we see these horrific acts taking place across our country. That's a real conversation you want to have, not about the role of guns. I mean, quite honestly, you want to talk about guns at any moment, I think a guy like Dakota or myself is ready to have that conversation on an educated level, and I don't think anybody asking for gun control is ready for that conversation. Dakota, I'm ready for any conversation with you whenever you're right. Last word. Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, look, we don't blame the car for a drunk driver, so we can't blame the gun for a mentally ill shooter.
Right. That's it's a great analogy. Dakota, great to see you. Thank you.
Great to see you.
All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.